Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jeff, and today is release day. How exciting! Finally, I got my, well, actually, not finally. It is actually the day that the pack's released that I actually have the product in hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my unboxing for Winter Soldier, and I do also have Falcon, which I'll do after Winter Soldier. But we're gonna do. I can't wait. I want to open up Bucky first, so I'm gonna do that one first. So we have ourselves the Marvel Champions Winter Soldier Hero Pack. Um, it's just like all the most of their standard pre-built cards. Um, Comes with the 60 cards in there, and then they'll also have his Nemesis set for Crossbones, which is for him specifically. And let's crack this open and see what we got going on. Yeah, this is the hard part. Oh yeah, guess I should have brought some sort of. No, no, we can do it ourselves. Just find the little groove and pull it open. As always, with our pre-con decks, we get some basic information about the Winter Soldier Hero Pack, and we are getting a aggression pre-built and a nice cover art poster as always. And now we will go on to the next trial to getting our cards open, the cellophane, if you will. Man, what a dilemma we have when we trim our fingernails. I feel useless. Just gotta work at it. Start on the corners. Like always, we always make sure that we don't throw the cellophane on the floor because we do not want the cats to eat the plastic. So what we do, we put it into our pocket where we will throw it out later. So let's start it off with the. We'll start off with his alter ego. We got Bucky Barnes, Covery 3, hand size 6, 11 hit points. He's a shield soldier, and he has his cat Alpine on his shoulder. He has an ability action, cybernetically enhanced. And what we can do with this is we can spend one resource of any type, and we can search our deck and discard pile for cybernetic arm, and we can put that into play. And then we shuffle after we do that. Flipping over to his hero side, he is the Winter Soldier. He is a Toothwort to attack, to defense. His traits are Shield Soldier, and he has the response of Lethal Protector. So after we attack and defeat an enemy, we can remove 2 threat from a scheme, which is not bad at all. So that'd be perfect for when you're like burning down minions, and you can get some threat removed off of that. Or if you defeat, this also would also count if you do a defeating of a villain stage, also. And next is his cybernetic arm upgrade. It's 1 cost. Resource, exhaust cybernetic arm. And then you can generate a wild resource for an attack event. That event will also deal 1 additional damage. So this is going to be pretty much his bread and butter. So start of your game, if you actually draw into this with your opening hand, you could actually technically throw this card away as a mulligan to get a different card, to search for something. And then you can just spend the, if you don't like the card, you can just spend the source and just pull this and put it into play regardless, which is it's kind of cheeky and I like it. Um, and this is gonna be nice where you can actually pay for his. This will be a nice resource generator for paying for your attack events, and it's also gonna give you some additional damage on it also. So, and it's he's the Winter Soldier. He needs his arm, so that is totally meta. That's totally Winter Soldier. He has his ally, his signature ally he gets is Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. 3 cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 health. Traded as a shield spy. Response after you play Black Widow from your hand, return an attack event from your discard pile to your hand. So she's going to be good for bringing back some of our attack events, and then we can feed it to the arm. And 2 thwart's not bad also. So that's like 6 threat you get for 3 turns if we're gonna do it that way, or attacks. We get one of his attack events. It's also considered as a defense card, Arm Block. So Hero Interrupt. When an enemy attacks, deal 3 damage, or when an enemy attacks, we deal 3 damage to it. And then if you exhausted the cybernetic arm to pay for this event, you prevent all damage from that enemy's attack. That's a pretty sweet combo. So if we're playing like this, where it's the villain's turn, and we have our hand of resources, we're being attacked. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna exhaust the cybernetic arm to help pay. We're gonna exhaust cybernetic arm to play the arm block because it's only a 1 wild resource, and this is only 1 cost. So we're basically using our arm to play this. And we're going to do an immediate 3 damage to the villain. And then, since the cybernetic arm is exhausted because we did use it, we're going to prevent all damage that's coming at us. And we're not even using an exhaust to use our defense power, so we're still readied up. And we get 2 copies of those. He has 3 copies of another event. It's an attack. It's 3 cost. Metal Punch. Deals 7 damage to an enemy. If you exhausted cybernetic arm to pay for this event, this attack gains overkill. So again, we're starting to see the trend. Winter Soldier really focuses around using his cybernetic arm to pay for his attack events. So with this one, especially if you have a minion that probably has lots of health on it, you use it's a 3 cost. So if you use your cybernetic arm to pay a portion of that, and then use your 2 other resources to pay for the Metal Punch, you're gonna deal whatever the remaining head points left on that minion is, and then this is going to become overkill because we use the cybernetic arm to pay for the cost. So, and because we use the cybernetic arm to pay for the event, it's going to do an additional damage. So it's not even 7 damage we'll be doing. We'll be doing a total of 8, which is insane. And then whatever the remaining damage is after the minion's defeated is going to go straight onto the villain. And that is his 3 main attack cards. Yeah, Spoon, he deserves it. He has 2 copies of another attack event. So pretty much all of his cards are attack events. We have an electrical discharge. So with this one, we're going to deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this event using a energy resource, you can stun that enemy. So you you use an energy resource while paying for this card, you'll be able to stun them. If you use your cybernetic arm, if I can fix my camera from being dumb. So if you use when you're using the cybernetic arm, you generate a wild resource. That wild resource can be it's wild, so you can choose it to be energy. So that again will feed it into there and also fill the requirements for this and pump out a stun on the on whatever target we're looking for. All right. So next card we have for him is his one of his support cards. It's one cost, Safe House number 30. It's shield traded. So alter ego action. Now that means we can only use this card when we are in our alter ego form. So once we flip down to Bucky Barnes, then we can actually utilize the effects on the safe house. So it's alter ego action, exhaust the safe house, search the encounter deck for a minion, put into play, engage with you, then draw one card. So essentially, with all the what I've gathered out of all of his abilities on some of these, this is definitely he's definitely looks like he's built for attack events, and he it sounds like what he wants to do is he wants to hunt down minions and kill them basically. So we're utilizing this to bring a minion out into the onto the table, and then when we switch to our hero form, utilizing the ability with our cybernetic arm, we are looking to armed and dangerous again and again and again. So with Metal Punch, we bring out a safe house, flip to hero, use cybernetic arm to pay for using your Metal Punch. You'll deal 8 damage and then have overkill, which will then spill over onto the villain. And then you can use a synergy by putting a Black Widow into play and then grabbing one of our events. Because she says she can bring back an attack event. Metal Punch is an attack event. Electrical Discharge is an attack event. Arm Block is attack and defense, so you can target this. So that's a nice way of grabbing your grabbing that arm block, which I think is going to be pretty nice since you won't have to, have to focus on always having to exhaust yourself to defend. And it's going to block all damage. If I read that correctly. Yes, prevent all damage. That's amazing. The next two cards in his kit are upgrades. They're both 2 cost. Infiltration, or I'm sorry, Silent Infiltration is a preparation card. Hero response after you attack and defeat an enemy. So that would be either defeating a minion, or if we defeated, one of the villains stage, like either stage 1 card, that counts also. You can discard this card, and then you can ready your hero, and then you can confuse an enemy. That's amazing. So pretty much it's like Electrical Discharge, except it's an upgrade. And then we have another upgrade of his, the Out of Focus Winter's Armor. There we go. Winter's Armor, 2 cost upgrade. He gains 3 hit points. So we get this bad boy on the table. Winter Soldier now has 14 hit points. Then we also get a Winter's Mask, 1 cost upgrade. And when he puts that mask on, he then becomes a spy. So he'll be a shield soldier and a spy with this mask. And response on this would be after you attack and defeat an enemy, you can exhaust the Winter Mask to draw 1 card. And then the last card into his kit is his rifle, 3 cost upgrade. It is restricted, and when the Winter Soldier makes a basic attack, we'll exhaust the Winter Rifle, and then Winter Soldier gets +2 attack for this attack, and then gains piercing and ranged. So let's go into the rest of his deck. That was his kit. So this is the rest of his recon. This is his obligation. Red Room programming. Give to the Bucky Barnes player. You may flip to Alter Ego and then choose to either exhaust Bucky Barnes, remove card from the game, or discard the highest printed cost card from your hand and take indirect damage equal to its cost, and then discard this obligation. His nemesis is Crossbones. He's a 2 scheme to attack minion with Quick Strike, 5 health. His force response after Crossbones attacks and defeats an ally, place 2 threats onto the main scheme. And then we have a side scheme. Whoop. We're gonna get it. There it is. Hydra Hit Squad has 3 boost icons on it. So does he also. So each Hydra minion gets +1 attack and +2 hit points. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and then reveals it. And then, of course, Crossbones gets this attachment, or he'll go to the villain if he's not in play. High-Tech Armament is a force response. After you attach High-Tech Armament to an enemy, the enemy activates against you, and it gives him a +1 attack. And then to get rid of this card, we would have to exhaust our character, exhaust a character we control, and then we can discard this card from the either Crossbones or the villain. And then, of course, he'll get 2 Hydra Mercenaries with Guard, because Guard's our favorite. So that will complete everything that comes for Winter Soldier as far as his kit and his obligations. The rest of these cards are what's in his precon. So it's an aggression precon built. So one of the allies we get is now we have an aggression Captain America, Steve Rogers. 2 thwart, 2 attack. He comes into play with 3 health, toughness, and then response after Captain America enters play. You can ready a shield character. I actually really like this because Winter Soldier is shield traded. And also it can be any shield character, but say if Winter Soldier was already exhausted, maybe we did a basic attack, pay our 4 cost, we put Captain America into play, he can target a shield character, and then we can ready up Winter Soldier, and then we can do the friendship dance like this, because they're best friends. That's what they do. They go like this. Anyways, we also get another aggression ally, Deathlock. 2 thwarts. You get 2 consequential damage for using that. 1 attack, 1 consequential damage. We have 3 health on him. He is cyborg and he's shield traded. Response after Deathlock enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a copy of Shield Sidearm and attach it to him. And I believe we might as well just grab that card right now. Oh, there's actually 3 copies of that. So we get 3 copies of that upgrade with it also. The Shield Sidearm. So you attach it. You can only attach it to a shield character. It comes in with 3 ammo counters, and then interrupt when an attached character makes a basic attack. Exhaust the Shield Sidearm and remove 1 ammo counter from it and deal 1 damage to every enemy. So when he comes into play, you can instantly just go into your deck or discard pile and put 1 on him. Alright, so, we get 3 event cards. Firepower. It's a hero action. It's an attack. We can exhaust up to 3 weapon upgrades to control. And then for each upgrade exhausted this way, choose an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. Fun. So 1 cost. So and these side. All right. So these sidearms are per character. So you could actually have. So say we were just playing with this deck itself. It's like so you can only have 3 allies out, right? Well, say we were playing a game right now, and we got. We got Winter Soldier out, we got Deathlock on the table, Black Widow, Captain America, and well, if Deathlock comes out, he already has a sidearm on him. Well, maybe we get one, we put one on Black Widow, and then technically Bucky could have it also. But we could also put on Captain America. So if you play this card, exhaust up to 3 weapon upgrades. So we could just exhaust 3, and then choose an enemy, deal 3 damage to it, and then we could still do our attacks because you don't have to exhaust this card to use its ability. You have to remove an ammo counter off of it. So that's pretty nasty. That's a lot of that's some serious damage we could put output with that. I'm actually pretty stoked to actually try out this precon. How about that? I like that whole, and then he's also got his rifle, so his rifle could also be a target. So literally in this deck, you already have four weapons in here, as far as I know. There could be more. I don't know. I haven't gone through all the cards yet, but I mean, firepower is the event to activate that. So in a sense, we already have these are weapons. So that's 3 weapons, plus his kit card has the rifle. That's a weapon. I'm sure I think his arm's a weapon too. Let me check. No, it's tech. And then looks like we have a reprint for 1x1. So 1 cost attack event, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Then if that attack defeats an enemy, deal 2 damage to an enemy. We got a 0 cost event. Spoiling for a fight. Hero action. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play engaged with you. Ready your hero. Nice. So it's almost kind of like looking for trouble. Looking for trouble could basically the same thing. 0 cost. Discard cards the encounter card, and then you would, once you discard a minion, you put the minion into play, and then you can like remove 3 threat off of it. But with this one gives you a ready up. I like this one actually. This is cool. I can see myself using this card a lot if I start playing aggression a lot more, because I think there's nothing more powerful than having the ability to ready up again and do another function. So I'm actually quite interested to see how that one's going to work. And then we have 3 copies of Aggressive Stance, max 1 per player. Hero response: after you engage a minion, discard this card and then search your deck for an attack event. That's cool. So literally, that's a nice little combo right there. So if you have this upgrade on the table, and we play Spoiling for a Fight, and we pull a minion onto the table, we can then, after we're engaged with him, so then we can a little nice thing, like say he was already exhausted. Minion comes on the table. Winter Soldier readies up because we played that. We're engaged with the minion. We can discard this now, and then we can just go into our deck and search for a attack event. And most likely we'd be looking for a Metal Punch if it still exists. Or we could be potentially searching for a arm block. Maybe want to prepare ourselves for some attacks that are going to happen next villain turn. Alright, we have another 3 cost upgrade, Bambino. It's a tech weapon, so our answer has been given now. We have literally 5 targets now of weapons that we can put on the table. Makes sense. He's the Winter Soldier. He should probably have a lot of weapons. Alright, so attached to a shield character while attached to the identity, this card gains restricted. So with restricted, you can only have 2 restricted cards on the table at once. So if anything, if you're going to have his rifle out, this comes on the table, you can't put any more restricted on there unless you use that side holster card, and then you can have an additional one out. When attached character makes a basic attack, remove 1 ammo counter from here. This attack deals 3 additional damage and gains overkill. Nasty. Overkill is the flavor of the month. And then on our last aggression card we have here, a 1-cost upgrade, Man on the Wall. You can only play if your identity has the soldier traits, which he is Winter Soldier, so I think we have that covered. Hero action, exhaust Man on the Wall, reduce the cost of your next card you play by this phase by 1 for each minion that's engaged with you. That's cool. So if you were actually able to put more cards that pull out more minions, you could potentially exhaust this and play your next card for free. So if I had like 3 minions engaged with me, I could play this, and then like I could just throw Bambino out for free because I had 3 minions on the table. That's amazing. We did get some basic cards. Oh, we got another copy of Nick Fury Sr. we can put in that we can play with. And then we got a event for friends. So it's a team up ability. It only works if we have Captain America and Winter Soldier on the table. And it's 3 costs, deal 6 damage to an enemy, then give Captain America and Winter Soldier each a tough status card. And then we have another team up card. This will be for Black Widow and Winter Soldier. Max 1 per deck. Hero action, put a preparation upgrade from your discard pile into play, then deal 4 damage to an enemy. And then we get our boost card, or our resource cards that we love. And that is the Precon deck for Winter Soldier. I am very, very stoked to try this out now. That being said, we do have some more cards to reveal out of this deck. These are the cards that come with the pack that we can use to build with our decks. We get a Protection Ally, White Widow, 2 thwart, 1 attack. It is traded Shield Spy with 3 health. Response, after you resolve this ability of a preparation card you control, heal damage from White Widow equal to the card's printed resource cost. We get another copy of Super Soldiers. We also got another copy of Winter Widow Soldier Spy. Oh, 3 copies of Shield Deputy. So now we actually have a card that we can play on an ally and make them an honorary shield traded. So that's cool. Attached to a character gets +1 hit point, gains shield trait. Sweet. Only works if your main character is shield traded, but say if I had Spider-Man as my ally and I put Spider-Man to play and throw that on him, he gets 1 hit point added and he becomes shield. And then we get wow, I really like the color scheme on this card, but we get a new Thunderbolt minion. Blizzard, 1 scheme to attack, 16 health, 4 boost icons. Villainous, victory 1, force response after Blizzard attacks a character. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for encased in ice and attach it to that character. And then otherwise stun the attacked character. We have 2 copies of that encased ice that they were mentioning. This gets attached to your identity. The attached character cannot attack enemies other than this card. So any player can attack this card as if it were a minion. If there is 3 or more damage here, move all but 3 damage here to the attached character and discard this card. Read that again. So any player can attack this card as if it were a minion. If there is 3 or more damage here, move all but 3 damage here and to attached character and discard this card. Ah, so it's pretty much that's actually kind of annoying. So the only way you can actually get rid of this card, because it's going to stop you from attacking, is you have to at least get 3 damage on it. If there's more than 3 damage on it, that 3 damage gets transferred to your character. We have our side scheme, slippery conditions, 3 threat per player, and then it is force response after an ally enters play, exhaust it. It's one way of slowing down your allies. And then we get 2 copies of the treachery card, whiteout. When revealed, find Blizzard and reveal him. He's already in play, he engages you, and then Blizzard activates against you. If no enemy activated this way, this card gains Surge. And its boost is stuns you, and if you already were stunned, you would take 1 damage. Alright. So that concludes the reveal of Winter Soldier. And I do appreciate anyone took time to check this out. If you like the video, please give me a like. Subscribe if you choose to help the channel. And other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. See you.